Gotta keep them separated. Separated. Hey!
What is up, folks? We are live. Oh my God, don't tell me it's happening. Hold on. Hello? All right. I was messing around with shit that I should have been messing around with. And you might hear two different voices, at least I am. I don't know if you guys are. Let me check the settings on this camera. Got my peach cob. So StreamYard has a thing where you can add multiple cameras now, right? Thing is, it's pulling up my camera twice, so it's actually picking up kind of like a loopback feed, or at least I hear it in my headphones. I don't know if you guys hear it. Let me know if you guys hear this. Because I was trying to set up this instead. Let me go share extra camera, webcam. Okay. That's the webcam. Let me take that one out. So we got webcam here. We got Sony ZV-10 there. So I can actually do two different cameras. Okay, you're just hearing one of me. That's fine. It's just me that's hearing it in my own. Let me turn my mic off so I don't hear myself. There you go. Mute one of the camera. Well, one of the cameras is muted. That's the thing. So the Logitech C920 has its own microphone and it will pick up. So I've muted that. And there you go. So I've muted that one, so hopefully I don't hear that. But let's say hello to a few people. Hello, Mr. T-Lock in the house. Sima, how are you? Mr. Stone, great interview today that you did with your buddy Jim Fuse. Fuse, why did I say that wrong? And Monica, hello. Thank you for tuning in over on LinkedIn Land. We are live on Facebook and YouTube. So if you're checking us out on YouTube, please go to the channel, like and subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Excuse me. Hit the notification bell. It'll let you know when we go live, whenever we are live, or drop new content on the channel. So there you go. All right. So I was... Hold on. I got to invite my buddy Marcello. He was going to join me tonight. I didn't know when, but he said he would. And guess what I did? I forgot to send the link. So you can't join me if you don't have a link. So let me send him a link if he wants to show up. There you go. Okay. Link is sent. All right, we're back. Now, what I wanted to talk about, hold on. Let me find a overlay. Now I should have created one, but I didn't. That will fit like the, well, I have plenty of them. Oh, hold on. We're doing this live, folks. This is what doing live streaming is, and figuring out everything on the fly. Here we go. Do I have one in here, in here, in here? I guess here's one. Okay. I'll try this one. All right. There you go. How's that? Stream nerds we are. So the one thing that was... Hold on. There we go. Okay, here we go, folks. Okay, I figured out why I was hearing two of myself. You want to know why? I'm going to tell you why. So I opened two different StreamYards. I was in the same studio at the same time through two different StreamYards, and what was happening was I was hearing myself in one of my tabs and hearing myself in the other tab at the same time. So that's why I kept hearing a second me. It wasn't the camera, it was me. Operator malfunction here. So that happens from time to time. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about this evening was like how to structure, and yes, use the hashtag, guys, stream nerds. If you're a live streamer and you're not using this hashtag, what's wrong with you? Drop that hashtag, guys, if you're streaming. Stream nerds, let you know that you are part of the clique, man. So I was actually watching Chris on today, and he was actually talking about really good content. He was actually talking about podcasting, which I think a lot of people are starting to make a little bit of a transition into doing not only just live streaming, but turning their live streams into podcast, and just working on podcasting itself. That's a whole nother realm that I'm seeing. Lori, welcome to the show. It's been a while, darling. Glad to see you. Olivia as well. Thank you for stopping in and messing around. So yes, you're seeing two of me. What this is StreamYard has the ability on their Pro plan to use multiple cameras. So if I wanted to, I could actually add a third camera with my laptop camera or my, where's it at? My Canon M50. I don't even have that set up though. But once I do, I'll be able to do two different camera shots. So I'm looking to do one like overhead, so when people can see like, oh my God, well, here we go. We're gonna ahead, just why wait? We're gonna get my man ready in the studio with me, and joining me on tonight's broadcast, my buddy, your buddy. Hopefully he'll become your buddy if you guys don't know about him already. Welcome to the show, the proprietor of Cocktails with Cello. I think he's going to be relaunching at some point pretty soon. But he's going to be on tonight helping me figure out my structure. So welcome to the show, Mr. Marcello Arcelay.
Hey, what's going on, folks? Thank you very much for having me on here, Gabe, or as other folks say, Gabe. I love it. You know, the best part about it, about the internet, or just in general, you can reinvent yourself. And that's what I've told folks so many times. And I'm saying, not suggesting that you have, but I remember, we met as Gabe and then Gabe. I just love the ability to do that. And sometimes you just have to embody that. And it's never too late. So thank you very much for the opportunity to join you today. I know that we talked offline about different ideas and different approaches. So I definitely look forward to join you in this journey.
Absolutely. So before we go any further, though, I'm going to start our little... I've been doing background music, so tonight we're going to do a little Wynton Marsalis. A little going in the background. So
I like that.
There you go, folks. Now, where was I getting to? So part of the reason that I wanted to have you on, because number one, we're both like working on how we want to get our setups and everything done. Mm-hmm. And, we're kind of like reconfiguring how we want to broadcast. So we're like repositioning, like I can see there you have the nice Shure SM7B, right? Look at that thing, shining. Getting an echo from me. Hold on. See, I knew I heard an echo. Let me see if it's this camera.
And I tell you this, the new road.
Okay.
I
Hello.
tell you
There it
this,
goes. There it goes.
yeah, you found. You know, I didn't hear the echo. I guess it might have been somewhere else, but I didn't hear it on my end.
Well, I was hearing it myself.
Oh, you were? Oh,
Yes. Oh, let me close everything out.
maybe I'm. I guess I just like to hear you twice every single time, so that maybe that could have been it. You know, twice the fun. You know, it was a Doberman twins, but it just
Yes. Okay. See, there
Hey,
is
what's
an
going
echo.
on, Chris?
See, Chris is saying you're getting an echo.
Hmm.
I don't know why. And I heard it myself, so it is good to hear yourself twice, though.
Yeah, no, I agree.
See, so
Is it me or is it just curious because I got this the new road and I'm still trying to figure it out myself.
okay. Mute yourself. Okay, now can you hear me, folks? No, it's coming from me. It's me. Hold on. And this is the fun part about live streaming, folks.
Well, I sometimes you just have to reboot. That's the key thing. Is sometimes just turning it off and turning it back on. It seems like such a simple approach, but at the end of the day, that's always been something that I'm a big proponent on. Sometimes overthinking something is the worst thing to do. Just keep it simple, and sometimes just literally sitting back and thinking things through is the best approach. So keep it as simple is what I always recommend. Welcome back, Gabe.
Duh. Unmute yourself, Gabe.
Mm-hmm.
See, I keep hearing it. I hear two of myself. I don't know why. Hold on. Let me make sure my cameras and my Sony's not picking up audio as well. Okay. Go ahead. Continue talking. I know this this wasn't the intention, but that's what's happening.
I hear you on my end. So now I muted all my lines. I just muted all my lines. So once you give it a shot,
Hello.
I'm not even listening to you. So you give it a try and see if you hear the echo.
Okay. Hello. Can you hear me, folks? Do we have an echo? Echo. Hold on. No, so we don't hear an echo when you mute yourself.
Okay, so I'm back now. Did you still hear the echo?
No. So when you muted yourself,
You did?
the echo
Okay,
was gone.
The echo was gone?
Yes.
Okay, so most likely it was me. So let me let's see here. What's this guy?
So make sure there's no tabs or anything open. See, the echo was gone. So when you muted yourself, the echo went away
On all the channels.
on all the
But-
channels.
Yeah,
So
so now
mute yourself.
yeah, I just muted that. I just muted that channel just now. So tell me if you actually hear anything.
Okay. Yes, so we hear.
Okay, and you can hear me okay?
We can hear you, but we're still getting the echo now. So it's like a loop back. So for some reason, there's an open sound source that's like looping back the audio. So do you have a camera that might have an audio setting?
Yeah, my source is just the audio is on from the road.
Yeah, but even if you have like a stream cam or anything like that that might be open, or even if you have like a mirrorless
Okay.
camera or something, if that has an audio source that can be open.
Okay, I had actually, you know what I did? I actually I had Ecamm open. I just closed it just now, so let me know if you hear it.
Okay.
I just closed it.
Ecamm, let's see.
Yeah.
Are you using the Rodecaster Pro 2? Yes, he
Yes.
is.
Yep.
Maybe there's something in the setting there that kind of does that.
I know there's a mix minus option, and I forgot. I don't know where to go to activate that.
Maybe I can get Mr. Stone to join.
Mm-hmm.
He's been messing around with the Rodecaster Pro too. So let me go to LinkedIn real quick. That's what I love about my Stream Deck now. I can just hit a button, takes me straight to it. I don't even gotta mess around with no more. And then I'm gonna drop the link. So copy. Still an echo. Yeah, we're trying to figure this out. On a live stream, folks.
And that's the best part about it, you know.
Okay. Yeah, see, we're still getting echo.
You're still getting echo right now?
Mm.
Yeah, and I just now I'm actually listening to my.
Hello,
I actually
Ingor.
turned it off over here. Now I just turn. Let me see.
Do that again. I think whatever that was you just did, like shut off the echo. So if it's coming from
Okay, so
audio
mute,
on your
mute,
end.
Mute. I got all these on.
Okay. See, now the echo went away. And
it's funny. I remember watching somebody. Hey, look at my dude there.
actually, he's going to be going live here in about an hour or less than an hour, about 15, 20 minutes.
I can't hear you just in case I want to let you know, Gape.
Okay. So here's the problem. We're getting an open source somewhere, and we've pinned it so when Marcello comes on.
Oh, okay. I just, I actually, what it was is it looks like I had, now I can hear you just fine.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Hey, we can hear. There's no echo. Hey. Thumbs up.
Okay,
folks.
good.
So one of the things I was working with last night was like when I went live was like sitting with camera position, right?
Okay.
So I had it dead center last night. I reset my microphone a little bit so it was actually out of frame, and I lowered it a little bit. I've been also doing where I've brought in it from over above, so that was a little bit. I kind of like this positioning the way it's sitting now. I've seen there's a few other boom arms that I've seen, like Rob Balasabas was using one that was like comes overhead. I saw him do a post on it today, which I love that. If you're like coming with an overhead and it hangs from down there. Michelle, thank you for stopping in. Let me say hello to, yes, we know Mr. Stone. Ingor, thank you so much. And of course to Miss Michelle Stifler, thank you for hopping in and saying hello over on Facebook. Now, part of the reason, like I was saying, of why I wanted to start doing these test streams and get this stuff out is because, again, when I go full bore and start launching here in a week, I want to have a lot of the kinks worked out. So I've been test streaming since Sunday night, and I'll probably test stream all the rest of this week. So, like the position on the camera this way, so it's sitting off to the side instead of dead center like it was. Which I guess it gives it kind of different, little bit of flavor. I mean, looking at it, and I still have, so I ordered a desk, a desk arm to put my camera on so that I can actually hang it with a monitor.
I've actually seen, there's a show that I watch, This Week in Tech, and they have a floor standing mount. You ever consider those?
Oh, no, actually, like I was telling everybody last night. Whenever, I can do this now. Let's see if it doesn't go wonky on me. But I can share my extra stream cam here. All right, let me just mute the mic on it though. Okay, so for those who can see now. With the stream cam, this is how I had it, and I was showing everybody yesterday. So it's actually sitting on a tripod mount right now because I'm waiting to actually get the desk mount so that I can actually hang it kind of like with the PS1 that I have here. So you can actually, excuse the laundry, folks, doing laundry.
Hey, that's life.
That's life, exactly. But that's how it can actually sit and it will be on my little stand here, and the camera will be able to sit and be in its own position where I don't have to actually like take up enough more room or space or anything else. That's right, Stream Nerds hashtag. That's the hashtag we're using now for all the stream nerds that are out there who are talking about tech and doing cameras and doing. I'm coining that, man. So if you're a tech nerd, go right ahead.
I like it.
I do too. We just started talking about it the other night. So, but anyway, I'm getting kind of cool because I've had an idea for a very long time of interviewing myself, and I said, how could I do that? I said, well, multi-camera. I can hit you now. So, because I was going to try to record a segment and then so here was the idea behind it. I was going to record a session and have myself like preset questions that I could read off when I was live and have my recorded responses, and I could air it at the same time while we're doing like here now. So to bring it into a stream and act like it was me interviewing myself. And of course I would dress differently. So, you see people do like they do on TikTok when they stitch their streams together and edit them. They do. So I want to do that, but live. And so I still have a plan to do that. But that was an idea of mine. But at the time, I was like, how would I do it? And it took me a while before I started figuring out how to. But I would still love the opportunity to put that out there. But let me turn this out of camera because it's annoying me now. Okay.
No, mind you, we should bring back the echo if you're gonna have you up there.
I know, right?
Messing around.
But one of the things that I was mentioning whenever I started, when I asked you about coming on today, was like when I thought of the idea of putting the show together, it was to start off with a nice intro, do my the usual script to get, hey guys, thank you for following. If this is your first time, blah 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 blah, and then like to do a recorded, a small recorded tech tip. I thought I've been thinking of ideas to ask people, like a tech tip, a joke of the day, or like weird news, or a life hack that somebody has, and kind of record it and then put it out there. Yes, you see it. I don't know if you've seen this, Marcello, but Chris Stone today, him and Jim, they both.
I watched some of it.
They have that nice.
The new one.
The new white SM7B, which
I was getting a little bit of FOMO. I was looking at it, I said, well, I like, because that's the one that you could connect via USB. Yeah, I've seen that one.
So I like the color because it pops so much, like when it's sitting in the stream. Like say for instance, in the way you're sitting, right? The white little Nike swoosh, and imagine the mic having that white color there with the black. I was like, God.
But you could buy skins for your microphones. Hey, Bill.
Yeah, I've seen them. I've seen them. That is, and we are trying to do.
Hey,
so,
what's
Rollis,
going on, Rollis? Hey,
how are you,
that's
buddy?
my dude. I haven't seen him in a minute.
Yeah, Rollis has been streaming as well.
But don't you have the same type of mic? Just yours is in black instead, isn't it the same one?
Yeah. So mine is the SM7 without the USB. So this is a straight XLR.
Oh, okay.
So they make it both with the that has the capability to use USB and XLR, and this one's just straight XLR.
Yeah.
Because when I bought it, I knew I wasn't going to use a USB for it. I just went ahead and bought it as a XLR connection. So
I didn't know that. I thought it was. I thought it had the USB always along with the XLR.
So there's two different models. Yeah. So there's two different models that you can have the USB connection. This is just the direct, straight to XLR.
Okay.
But anyway, so where was I going with this? So the whole idea was to do, like I'm talking here now, was to do a few segments and then have a 30-minute interview, right? And I don't know if a 30-minute interview would be too long, because what I've been doing every night is I've been testing myself to go 45 minutes, because that's how long I want the show to go. You guys can order any color shirt Oh, MV7.
Oh yeah, with Colorware. Remember Colorware?
Oh,
You ever heard that brand before? You can either you can send whatever you own to them, and they'll tell you how much it costs, or you could buy it directly from them. The whatever it could be an iPhone, whatever it is. So Colorware do just about anything. They're not cheap, but they definitely do great work.
Hey, your phone is enough to start with. Okay, I'm gonna tell you that right now. Stop with that speak. All the tech crap that you hear now. We are tech nerds. We're stream nerds, but there's don't get what they call in the eCam community gas, which I'm trying to make more wide known. So when
not
they say
familiar with that
gas,
term.
so the term gas is just an acronym for gear acquisition syndrome. So kind of what we're talking about now, like what seeing the
like me, I guess.
seeing like the Shure that Chris and them were using.
Look at it, and I have my key lights from Elgato in front of me. I got 3, literally one in front of me, one to my left, one to my right, and I got them different. Yeah, I agree with that.
So when I watch somebody like Junaid Ahmed and I watch his streams and I go, "Are you shitting me?" I'm like, of course I'm gonna get like even Rawless. So he's got a Sennheiser. Oh, the MKE 600 shotgun mic is my jam. Good for you, brother. Look at that. So what is that?
So this is the 7, and this is the Sony A1.
The A1? Okay. Mm-hmm. Ooh, nice.
I just got to figure out where I want to put it.
Everyone's showing off theirs. So yeah, you have those two.
And I have what I have is a 6600 in front of me now.
So I have this. So I keep mine boxed up. I did take it out. I've already streamed with it, but that's the.
Oh
so
man, that's a tried and true right there.
The M50, yes. But it's only got a. So I'm waiting to use it because it's got a kit lens. I'm trying to order another
You
lens.
can do a lot with that kit lens.
I know
really
you can. But there's I've seen a few videos they have with they're talking about with the 15 millimeter where like the way it sits, it gives a really nice crispy view. So
I'm using the Sigma 16
yes.
on this one right now.
I need to get one for my Sony. I really do. And yes, Voller. Well, the thing is like, look, I'm going to tell you what. A ton of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
John,
Trust
welcome
me.
to the stream. But you know what? I'm going to tell you what, guys. This is the God honest truth. We both did not start out using all of this gear. We started out very simple, very minimalistic. Like I said, I have my stream cam, which is still here connected, which has been tried and true. I bought this I bought this C920, C922 before the pandemic started. It was for $69 when I bought it.
Is that the one that was always sold out? Is that the same one? Because I still have mine.
So what happened was, of course, the pandemic hit and everybody started streaming and everybody wanted stream cams and everything else. So I got lucky because I bought mine the year before at the end of 2019 before the pandemic hit. And I started streaming at the end of January in 2020. So this was all pre-pandemic and I already had a lot of things in place. But this thing has been a warrior. It's been a beast. It's been with me for 300 plus episodes. So you don't have to spend expensive money to get started streaming and to kind of put yourself out there and using iPhone. A lot of people use their iPhones as secondary and third cameras. So even if you see like a lot of people, especially in the eCam community streaming, they use like older iPhones and stuff like that to bring in as secondary backup cameras and everything else because the camera resolution it's wonderful. And the thing is, you can buy small like Rode mics to add to your phones. And you can actually just hook them up with like TSS cords like this that Rode makes. They're very, and you can do a very high-end, high-quality live stream from your phone.
Yeah, that Rode one that you just mentioned, I actually have it. I used it before. I actually have it in one of my cubbies there. I currently use, and I keep it in my car, the Shure, the one that you plug into the iPhone.
Yes.
That one is rock solid. Whenever I record some of the videos that I posted that I'm on, let's say on scene, on location, if you want
On
to call it,
location.
yeah, there you go. I use that just because you're gonna have wind going left and right, so that in audio is like rock solid. So I always go there.
Nice.
But yeah, I agree. When it comes on the video, yeah, everyone knows iPhone is king, and you don't have to have the latest iPhone, but you can have an iPhone 6. You can even, but at the end of the day, any phone does the job for you.
That's right. So I need to go check out Colorware. I forgot about that. So I'm gonna get another microphone, and I was thinking of like getting something with red. So I'll definitely go check that out.
Is that?
'Cause I don't know
What's
this-
your favorite color?
So
is red at your?
right now, red is my jam.
Okay.
That's why you see like I've been trying to work on overlays and things, especially so like this weekend I have not I still have did you ever receive your the MacBook Pro yet? I haven't got mine yet.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll look around.
I'm not even gonna take the camera off, but yeah, I have the Mac Studio.
Okay.
Yeah, I have the Mac Studio, and
So
what is
There you
this
go.
here? And anyone if you want to look up the model number,
there you
the
go.
focus is you guys can look up the model number right there, and you let me know what I have in front of me that I still have in a box.
Well, that's what I love about Sony. So the ZV-E1 has this thing where you can do product where instead of you having to like cover your eyes to get focus, like where it will center focus on something that you put up in front of it, and then
Yeah.
it goes back. So you see how, like usually you would have to, it's a cool feature that I love.
Yeah.
I actually learned that by watching Laura Petrucci. She was talking about it I was watching a tutorial when I first got my ZV-10, like how to set everything up.
And mind you,
So
you can
Max-
get like if you get like the 6,000, like this is the 66, but it's
Yes.
not doing anything special than the 6,000, the 5,000 is doing because it's just recording video. If we had the ability to live stream like in 4K, bam,
Right.
I would do. But we're on StreamYard, so it's limited. So
Yeah, so it's usually thing is you can even with the pro plan you can go up to 1080, but even things like LinkedIn, they
Yeah.
throttle it to 720. So
I-
it doesn't
I
matter
saw-
because
I saw that.
I can stream in 4K right now. I got a Camlink 4K connection, so I can stream in 4K if I was like doing recorded content. But like as far as like what the max quality you can get, I mean, so that's the whole thing. And then this weekend I got to go work with Ecamm, so I got to take
Yeah.
out the Mac. I got the M1 that I still setting up. This weekend I wanted to take the time to like spend Friday night, Saturday, all day Saturday, Sunday. Hook it up.
here's my camera, right? So I'm gonna take. Here it is, right there. This is gonna be junky like nobody's business, but you'll see it right here. There it is. The Mac
Bammo.
Studio right there, and that's the new Rodecaster.
That's the Rodecaster Pro 2.
Mm-hmm.
And me, I've still got the number one because I jumped the gun.
Nah, man, trust me. Those things are rock solid. I have.
I still enjoy it. Trust me.
Yeah, I have the N1 Mac Mini right now as a server for my Plex. I
Yeah.
use a Plex server and I put all my videos and movies and TV shows on there. That's rock solid. I use it.
Awesome.
It's fantastic. Yeah. Mhm.
Well, the whole thing for the Mac is just going to be streaming, just purely streaming, nothing else.
Yeah.
And then anything else ancillary that I have to do as far as like editing or anything else like that's going to be done with my PC. So I wanted to just keep that, and then I wanted to use the Mac Pro, with the M2 chip whenever it gets here. I wanted to use that as well
Mac
for
Pro?
just like
okay. You got the Mac Pro. Okay.
Yes.
It threw me up there. So I gotta ask you. Okay. Again, if you guys are looking at the model number, you'll know that this is the MacBook Pro or MacBook Air
Yeah.
midnight, the black one.
Yeah.
So now, any reason why you went with the Pro rather than going with the Air? Because everyone is, and not everyone, not going to qualify that. Tech pundits suggest that the Air is as good than the Pro. The only difference is if you're doing, let's say, video encoding for long periods of time, then maybe the Pro is better because it has onboard, it has a fan basically, so it could cool
Yes.
down.
Yes.
Rather than the fanless edition.
Yeah. So I went with the Pro because honestly I've always wanted one, and it wasn't really so much about whether going with the Air or the Pro. So I really I've always wanted a MacBook Pro. So I said, you know what, if I'm going to go ahead and go buy one, I might as well. And I waited in time because, you know, they had just launched the M2 chip, and I was like, awesome, this will be great. Go ahead and get it.
So you got it
And,
already?
well, I ordered it, and it's been almost 2 weeks, so hopefully it'll be here sometime this week.
Here you go. Let me show you what you need for to cover it. Hold on.
Uh-oh. Look at this.
You need one of these guys. Let me put the headphone back on. You need get yourself one of these cases.
Oh, look at
And
that.
I'm sure Chris knows about this. This is called a book. And this is the funniest thing. A friend of mine told me that he had the book also, and they broke into his car. They rummaged through his car and never actually never took his laptop. So yeah, so I keep this is my personal stash.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah, this is my personal slash work, and this is the 16-inch, and this
Yeah.
one is it's ridiculous. It's too heavy, so I usually only use it when I sit down somewhere. But yeah,
That's nice. So I like that.
yeah.
It looks like a book.
Dude, I love
Perfectly
this.
named.
Love it. So I would definitely recommend it. Yeah.
Oh, getting a phone call.
Well, that's the best time to get a call right now, right?
Right. Okay. Let me answer this. You banter.
Yeah, no worries.
Let's see what this is all about.
Yeah, so the book. If you guys have any Apple devices, and I even have another one over here. that I
Yes.
can even show you. Hold on a second.
Huh?
I think was in this drawer.
Yeah.
Here it is. Okay. Yeah. So even if you have, like I say, an iPhone, these things are outstanding. The cases are pretty easy. There you go. Yeah. So it's book. So they make an entire line for iPhone, iPad. Yeah, I think I even have it for
the show, but no.
the iPad. I don't know where it is. Oh, here it is. I think it is. And yeah, this is and this is all the book. This is one for an iPad, and yeah, they're so neat. And the best part about it, given it is great leather, it wears so nicely. So if you like that kind of look, it's fantastic. Literally, all you have to just this is the iPad, the 12-inch Pro, and yeah, I'll literally just prop it up easy. It has a little stand here. It's like a little friction. Perfect. So this is the one that I use when I, after agreeing to terms with customers, just pull out the pen and sign the contract. So this is actually pretty easy. And also you could use it for presentations if you have some information that you need to cover. It's easy to carry. You know, it has a nice professional look. But on top of that, it protects the device. Yeah, it could be a little bit bulky. So if that's something that you're concerned about, definitely don't recommend to go that direction. But I would advise you, if you do have a 16-inch, if you do have the 16-inch MacBook Pro,
Okay. Back.
welcome back. Is not the best case if you're concerned about getting damaged, because what happens is it looks nice, and when you're in the office or even at a cafe, it looks good like this because the back of it is covered. However, it doesn't keep it locked in, so it can easy to slip out. So that's something to consider. Just be aware of it. It just looks good, That's about it. So that's my only concern. So
Awesome. Well, you know what? Hey, it's something to think about if you're at least at
oh,
that
this
point where of
the
you
Apple
having one.
ecosystem. They have cases for days. Forget about that.
So, but I like the idea that it looks like a book, and somebody just looks in there and they're like, why do I want like a planner or something? It looks like a damn huge planner. Screw it, I'll just leave it there.
Yeah.
Helen,
Yeah.
thank you for dropping in all the way from Australia, and of course,
Hey,
Mr. Enrique Acosta Gonzalez.
hey, Enrique, I love that dude.
And glad you're feeling well, Jenny. Back from COVID or over COVID.
Oh,
Not good, but at least you're feeling decent enough to comment. So we'll definitely appreciate that.
yeah.
So yeah, man. I think as far as like for anybody who is like been interested in wanting to get into live streaming and anything else, man, the time is like really ripe to jump in because there's so many options. Like how to get started, how to get in here, services that you can actually use now. That first of all were not available 2 years ago, and now they have a multitude of ways that you can actually multi-stream. There's multiple ways that you can actually be creative. Some of them are actually through their own native streaming platforms. Others are through third-party streaming services and softwares that we use, but most of them have a very affordable option now where you don't have to pay so much to stream. You don't actually have to. I mean, I heard today, okay. I was watching Adrian Salisbury talking about the new Ecamm beta.
I was watching it too.
The new Ecamm beta that they just launched on Monday. And somebody had mentioned something about Instagram. And he's like,
Well,
"No,
Instagram talked about that about a month ago.
Yes, so that's what he made mention of, is that they're looking at actually allowing or opening up their API to allow streaming services. So again, guys, they're seeing the value in what you're being able to create with live streaming, because so many platforms are now starting to understand about the reality of what social selling is actually becoming with Amazon doing this. Now YouTube has started you getting creators now where you don't have to drop links in there. It's actually giving you the ability to, almost like when you subscribe to a channel, there's a small little window where you'll be able to press and go directly to somebody's I don't want to say carousel, it's not the same thing, but you'll be able to purchase. So if somebody's doing a product testing, like the A1, the Sony A1, and they're talking about it and everything else, they might be able to pin it in there and people can go look at it, find the affiliate link if there's one. I don't even think it's an affiliate link. But yes, and Chris is one of the guys that is squarely in the center of like getting all this with live selling and seeing them do what him and Jim doing their Dealcaster show on Amazon.
Man,
and
they're in
a few
the
other
forefront.
people.
What are you talking
Yeah.
about? Yeah, they're
There's a
definitely
lot.
leading the way.
There's a lot of people that I'm seeing step into that front, and that's why I think it would be smart for somebody like Instagram to say, hey, we want to get into this stream game. We want to open the doors. We want to let streamers come in and influencers come in, apart from what they're already used to doing, because there's money to be made. And yes, with vertical video, I mean, TikTok has already been talking about it as well. And of course, if TikTok talks about it, then everybody else has to follow lead. And I think that's the way that like live streaming is going here within the next six months to a year, of where we are the product placement people for for streaming. And yes, I'm glad you made mention of that because that was one of the things I was excited about. Ecamm makes it easy to stream vertically.
Yeah, you just click it. Just
You
that's
click
it.
it, put it in,
Yep.
make. You could actually make your scene so it's vertical.
Just select it.
Boom, put it in. You're ready to go, and you're streaming vertically, folks. I mean, where we're sitting like kind of like this, it would be a little bit different. But with the Ecamm, you can actually make product placement. You can move. I mean, you're literally able to produce and create on the fly, which is why it's such a great software. And guess what, folks? They've added their own multi-streaming capabilities. So you can stream to YouTube, to Facebook, to kind of like what we're doing here now with StreamYard, except you're going to be able to do it through Ecamm. And although Ecamm is a software and it's run off of your computer, what I liked about what Adrian was talking about today is the fact that when you set up your destinations to go stream there, it tells you the required the required internet speed to do it. So when you look at your computer and you say, I'm adding 3 destinations, Facebook, YouTube, with that's the example he used, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And with all 3 of those using the software through Ecamm, it was like 17.2 megabits per second. So, I mean, some people get, really high-end grade internet speeds with fiber and stuff like that. They're getting tons of upload speed, so it's not a problem. Plus, it also lets you know, it almost kind of runs a concurrent speed test and lets you know, hey, if you stream these 3 platforms, you'll be able to do it. It tells you red X if it doesn't. So
Sorry about that. I
it's
end
okay.
up I end up what was that thing called? I was trying to share the screen and see this is actually all the different destinations that I have set up in Ecamm. Look at that.
Look at that, folks.
Yeah, and it's all right there built in. Yeah.
So,
So
and
later
then,
on, go
so,
ahead.
so when you see it right there where it tells you, and you set up the destinations of where you want it to go, right? It gives you all these abilities, and right now you're streaming through Restream. So, because if you want to be able to see, there's only a few catches, only a few. If you want to stream to LinkedIn, you can stream to LinkedIn. It just doesn't populate the comments.
No.
So you will have to add something like
You see it
Restream.
right there. You see it right there. Restream.io for the comments.
So you'll be able to bring in the comments through Restream. All the tubes. That's you got it, man.
I'm doing that leader with Ecamm, and you know about that. So it's every day,
Yes.
going live every day in August. When I
live
go,
every
I'm
day
gonna
in
do-
August. So let me give a pub for that as well. It's not too late to join. It's only day 3 of August. So if you want to go join Lita, you can go over to the Live Streaming Pros website, sign up for Lita. It is a really great opportunity to kind of push yourself and kind of challenge yourself, like to get on camera. And I mean, even with me, somebody who streams as much as I do, I'm enjoying the process of like doing it so far every day.
Yep.
So it's a great way to kind of get, again, like with these test streams, to get your reps in and, really put in the work and practice. I mean, that's the whole thing about it, is to get in a position so that you can. And Jeremy, thank you for joining the stream, Jeremy. So glad that you are in the house, my friend. Appreciate you. And we are getting back to business, and we are getting back to going live. So let me ask you a few questions about, since I'm already in interview mode. What are any detailed plans that you might have to bring back any of the streaming that you were once doing? And for those who don't know, he was doing a show called Cocktails with Cello, and then he was also doing LinkedIn Lunch for a while.
Yep, Link Lunch, and
Link
also
Lunch.
and then the interview show like you and I.
Yes.
I called mine Coffee with Cello.
Oh,
And that was
coffee.
the-
That's right. So you had 3 shows. You had 3 shows, busy man.
And no, but the best part about it is that the Cocktails with Cello was every other week, and Link Lunch was every third Wednesday, and then Cocktail and Coffee with Cello was more on demand. So that could be random. So you and I could go on a Zoom call and do do our conversation or go live, but that was not necessarily on a fixed schedule. So, yeah, but to answer your question, I took about a year or so break from social media, period. And same thing, actually, if I took a break from social media, I took a break from live streaming, and then made some changes, and now I have my setup, up and running. So now I'm ready to get back doing it again, because I enjoy really, at the end of the day, helping others. The video that I did live yesterday, that's the key. It spoke to that. I know I'm in sales. However, I don't really see it that way. So even though I'm doing this and people call it social selling, it's an opportunity to connect with folks that I'm here on LinkedIn, and also folks that I might potentially meet down the road. So it's a great opportunity to find ways to help others. And, just to mention the thing is, like I said, for instance, if I meet someone tomorrow and they'll say, hey, can you help me with XY PDQ? And we could talk briefly about that. And I'll say, hey, let me ask you, would it help if I provide you a video where I describe how XY PDQ help a customer of mine at a different location? Would that help probably bring it to life, and maybe that can help you making your decision? So those are the kind of things that I miss doing on a regular basis. So I'm looking forward to getting back, getting back to the swing of things, especially when it pertains to live streaming.
Hey, I'm glad to see. Well, I'm glad I'm back. I'm glad to see you back, and a few others that, again, who I've seen take a bit of a breather and come back to start doing the whole live streaming thing. Because again, I'm going to tell you, folks, it can become very tiresome. It can become a lot of things if you allow it to be. Just kind of know what your threshold is, and kind of stick to your guns when you feel like it's becoming really burdensome. And for me, like this season, I said, okay, I'm doing 100 episodes. But again, it's a workload I've handled before. Oh, and I'm having another phone call. Okay, hold on a sec.
Yeah, sure. No worries.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah. So now, if you guys are watching either live or the replay, I'm in sales, and I work in the recycling and waste industry, but that's not really a factor when it comes down to live streaming or even LinkedIn or anywhere that you might be watching this video. At the end of the day, if we're connected, and even if we're not, I highly recommend you to connect with me on any platform that you're looking at this video on. I'd really love to help others, and just reach out to me. I mean, literally, if you either asking me, hey, I'm curious to know about what equipment you're using, or when you're live streaming, what are the things that you do? Or better yet, if you want me to host you, I mean, if there's no request that I won't consider. I mean, let's say, for instance, if you have a particular product, you have a book that you wrote, gosh, it could be a daycare that you're thinking about promoting. There's no limit that I wouldn't consider to help others. So, and if you know someone, better yet, you're watching this video and you say, well, Marcello, that sounds great, but I don't really have a need for it. So thanks very much for offering. But casually, as you go on about your day and you come across someone that I could help, or they say, hey, I've been meaning to get online and do live streaming, but I just don't have the right equipment, or, you get the idea, you ask them, do you have a cell phone? Which they're going to say most likely yes. Well, if you want, I'll connect you with Marcello. He'd be happy to help you get online and probably even interview you. So I'm just bringing that up because I love to find ways to help others in any platform. And at the end of the day, too, also, you may want to look at when you go to my page, you'll see a link to my YouTube page. And you can take a look at some of the videos that I've done in the past. They run the gamut. They run the gamut from anywhere from executive presence, social selling, some tutorial videos that I have about my industry, which is the waste and recycling industry. And also, in the beginning, when I started live streaming about 2.5, 3 years, in the beginning with Cocktails with Cello, that we used to have, and this is when StreamYard just started, we used to invite everyone that could fit on the screen. So at one point we had 6 people on the screen, and then eventually it became 10 when they upgraded it. And we had all these people on the page, and mainly at back then was because very a select few of folks had access to LinkedIn Live. And guess what? I had access to LinkedIn Live. So I would say, hey, if you like to go on LinkedIn Live, I'll share my platform. So back then you had anyone that wanted to jump live, they will connect with me and other folks that have access to the live, and they will come on a channel and share what they're doing. You know, say, hey, I'm Bobby James. I'm in a landscaping business, and this is what I do. And then after that, next thing you know, we have like 10 people on the screen, and we're just having an organic conversation. That's it. We're networking. What a novel idea. So, it's just when it comes down to it, it's just such a simple thing. And I was having a conversation with a gentleman earlier today. He's in the plastic industry, and he was sharing with me his approach to managing. And he really just, it was such a simple approach. And I was telling him, I said, why do other leaders overcomplicate the approach? Why, just keep it simple and treat others the way you want to be treated. So it was just a refreshing conversation. Hey, welcome back, Gabe.
I'm back. So the real quick update. That's the AC man. So right now that guy is like almost like a heart surgeon. So
I didn't know. So you have your ACs running low or slow?
So for those who know, of course, no, it's actually at my old residence where
Okay.
where my ex and my kids live. AC unit went out, and it's Texas in the summer.
Yeah.
And you guys, if you've been around these parts, even in the South, know 104, 103, 102, 101 is not very comfortable. So when you get those guys on the phone and you get the chance to talk to them, it's like, that's like the heart surgeon, that's like saying, hey, we got a heart transplant for you. Get over here. So you drop everything, what you're doing, and you have to take care of that. So
No, I understand. You have to take care of your family. That's a key thing. Yeah. So you don't want them, because this is what I've always said when it comes down to comfort. I don't mind being chilly. And quite frankly, there was a joke. I was watching a video, some TikTok video, and someone shared it with me because they were talking about me. They say, hey, don't let no one say you don't know how to run the machine, because you definitely keep this house cold. And that's what I do. I keep it cold. But in the wintertime, I keep it warm. But yeah, I'd rather be comfortable. So the best time of the season for me, I love the winter, because all you have to do is bundle up. But in the summertime, it's miserable when you're sweaty.
oh my God. And even if you strip down to your bare skibbies, folks, hot is hot.
Yeah.
there's no running from that. So, we, definitely had to jump in and take care of that. But man, you know what? We've been on for an hour. Good conversation.
I remember jumping on. Yeah, I remember jumping on around 8:30. Yeah,
8:30, and we've been on for an hour. And wow, it goes by so fast. And I've been taking phone calls. And
who would have thought that somebody that gets paid to talk for a living could help someone else to carry a show for an hour? What are the chances of that, huh?
Exactly. Oh, we got one more late pop-up. Hello, Miss Kenyana Turner over on Facebook. Thank you for checking us out over there. If you're watching on Facebook, you can please follow me over there. I am pretty much the same on all platforms. You can find me at the Stream Tornado on Twitter, on Instagram, TikTok, If not that, you can find me as Gabe on every other platform. So try to keep it pretty simple. Went the one name approach, kind of like Prince. So if people want to know who I am, they say, "Oh, look, it's Gabe." I'm like, "Hello, how you doing?" So, what we're rapping about, we've been rapping about tech, streaming, life, air conditioners. What else? COVID, everything else. We've been geeking out all night, and it was just kind of figuring out how to get the trying to get the structure together, because I am launching again in a week and a half. And once this journey starts here, August 15th, it's not stopping until December 30th. So got to get all my ducks in a row, got to get everything in place. And once everything's burning and going, it's what it does. And yes, time does fly, man. Telegram, you're live there daily. Good gosh, John. So you're streaming on Telegram. That is nice. And yes,
I might be late to the party. What is Telegram? I mean, I'm familiar with Telegram being like, I think a message or something platform, but
so it's kind of like some of these other platforms that you can stream to. You can go there, post daily. I've seen other ones. There's like Bizfluence. There's tons of other places.
yeah, I'm looking at right here. You got OneStream, you got Switchboard. I'm looking at it right now that you could add on Ecamm.
So I've seen like Billy Thorpe, he's done a few different ones. And yes, welcome to the club. You're a stream nerd, John. I don't think any of us, and we've talked about this before, like we go back and watch our streams. I think it's for me that it feels that way. When I'm done with it, I'm like, I'm done with it. I don't want to go back and watch the whole hour. So I do it. I mean, I got in the habit of at least going back and kind of critiquing myself a little bit. So I have done that. But as far as like, hey, why am I watching my own live stream in Twitch? Hey, look at that. You're streaming on Twitch too. Nice. And it's like a secret encrypted Twitter. There you go.
Yeah.
So
I've watched. I do watch in the past. I do watch the video because, given my career in sales, I often like to watch game tape. That's the best way to put it. So I could, So and what I mean by that, in the beginning, I used to say, you need to get that.
No, I got it.
No, I used to say Atlanta. I used to say the word Atlanta. And I heard myself after a while. I was like, hold on a second, dude. Atlanta. So, yeah. So he's like, when you get comfortable, you just say, yeah, and this is Marcello, your waste stream analyst from Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm like, what? Atlanta. So yeah.
We all have our little small like for me, here's the thing that I have to go back and watch myself when I do things. When I've streamed in the past, I've found crutch words. Right?
So you mean like filler words?
Well, kind of, yes. So they're crutch words. Like when I have a conversation with somebody, I can hear myself. Well, I don't hear myself but when somebody mentions it, like where it becomes super repetitive in just about everything that I do. So let's just say, for instance, we're talking and, I keep using the word like definitely, right? There's words that I've done in the past where other people brought it to my attention. It's like, hey man, you know what? You use this word a lot. And I thought about it and I go, damn it, you're right. And then I'll go back and I'll watch and I'll see and I go, and what I do is just make a mental note of it so that if I get in that position again, I try to just kind of stop myself.
Yeah, just stop, just pause and think.
Just pause for a minute, try to reframe it, and then move forward so that I get myself out of that habit. So that's like one thing that I have learned about myself, and like what you said, learn about watching game tape, watch yourself. Like, so what I'll usually do is I'll pick like a 10-minute segment. So if I did a live stream show today, I will just pick random 10 minutes, right, from wherever starting point. So if it's, let's say 40 minutes into the conversation, I go back and I watch and I go, or nice, you did good.
Yeah.
So I have gotten the practice of doing it, but believe me, John, when I started streaming and for the first probably year and a half, I never watched any of my older videos. I just couldn't. I couldn't. It felt weird for a while. It felt weird to go back and like watch yourself, hear yourself, see yourself speak, and then learning how to kind of critique yourself. So yeah, that was a little bit of a changing of how I approached live streaming, but something that I at least know that I can do now, and I can actually stomach it. I actually watched last season when I was streaming on my Friday night shows. I actually aired my first live stream ever. It was 19 minutes, and it was a hard watch. Hard watch, but I did it for a reason, because I wanted people to see that, hey, everybody's not natural. I hear people say, hey, you're really good at what you do. It didn't start out that way. It was a shit show. I mean, I sat back, poor lighting, nowhere near the microphone. So I'm sitting back and trying to talk, and then looking to the left, looking to the right, thinking. I mean, I did 19 minutes. Last night I bantered for almost 45 minutes without nobody there. So kind of tells you the growth and development of like how you can, change the way that you create and the way that you stream and everything. It all, you have the ability to grow. So, so it takes a minute to kind of get to that point. But hello, Clark, how are you doing, buddy? I had some of. Yes. So many filler words, right? Isn't that funny?
When you guys say filler words, I think about this, right? And this is one that I listened. There's a podcast that I listened to. It's called the Tech John, right? And one of the ladies, she's a sweetheart, but what she loves to say is, I mean.
Oh.
I mean. Oh my God. Mind you, I've catch myself. That's a joke with me too. That whenever I say, I'll follow up with it. I mean, so I make a mental note. But what happens is everyone's guilty of it. Watching this most likely. We use it as a filler. And until we think about what we have to say. Like, I just said it. I was going to this thing, and and then what happens is I listen to this conversation, and she just says, I mean, it's crazy. It's bananas. So yeah, you'd be surprised how often. Oh, and this is a classic. When someone's not listening to you, and they reply after you said something and say, interesting. I often come back and say, it's funny you mentioned that. It's interesting. I was thinking that similar thing as well. I'm curious to get your feedback. What do you find interesting of it? I do it all the time just to mess with them, and they'll be like,
hey, Clark, I'm guilty of that right there. There at Airspace. So I was watching Doc Rock, and he said this. He goes, we were actually talking about this at one point on a live stream, and he said, you need to let that happen. Let the dead air happen. He goes, and play a game of quiet chicken. See who blinks first.
That's a good one.
He's like, you sit there on the camera and you let them sit and let the impulsiveness of them like kind of just freak out and start talking and saying something else, as opposed to you just using filler words to fill that space, right? He's like, hey, if you're going to edit out stuff anyway, right? If you're going to have to edit out filler words, what's the difference of just editing out a few minutes or a few seconds of dead space? Right? So he was right. And I was like, you know what? Smart. Makes sense. So, that was, to me, that made a lot of sense of like how I like to approach things. And there's filler words that I think people use all the time. So here's one that I catch all the time, and I used to hear these in Clubhouse all the time. Oh my God, drove me nuts. When I hear people talking, they say, "You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?"
well, that's from New York. That's New York right
Yeah,
there.
there's a few that I hear, or like you said, there are words besides just the other words that most people like ums and ohs and the pregnant. You know, those things just happen when people. So you can always tell the ones that are actually very well trained and have gone through the process because then they can pause themselves and they would rather pause and have a thought than to go or and kind of use it to their advantage. So it makes it seem like they're very deep in thought. That makes perfect sense. But anyway, to this point right here, if you have not figured this out or you want to figure like how the way to cut it out in a very good way, there's a few softwares that do this for us. The one I've loved and have used before to cut out filler words is Descript. It's awesome. It can take a conversation, put it in there. It counts all those small little filler words like that, and you can just click a button and boom, they're gone. Deletes them all. And you can edit your videos through Storyboard now that they updated that, and you can do it through text. So you can take a text of the conversation, almost like captions, and take text out, pull text in. It's great. I love it as far as like for editing. One time,
That's fascinating.
with a 1 minute conversation, a guest used
That and when do you stop? I mean,
I think
really, when do you
well,
stop?
Look, I've had a conversation with somebody who did not want to stop. I think you just have to interject at some point, not to be rude, but to interject. If you really want a good conversation with somebody and you want it to stay on point and in focus of what you guys are discussing, at some point it's like putting your foot in the door. You're just gonna let them stick your foot there. Say, well, can I ask you a question real quick? Just stop them so it seems like like you just like they said something interesting, and interject something as long as you can break the monotony of them going and everything else, and just kind of put it's like somebody having a run-on sentence and reading a run-on sentence for 30 to 45 seconds. Put a period in there somewhere, put a comma in there, let some space happen, be good with it, and you're the host. You kind of can dictate how the flow of your show goes, even with a guest. That's why like some of the really good pros will bring on people who've been on multiple shows, multiple guests, who've been on other places, who have actually had really good conversations and know how to be a conversationalist and know how to carry on banter between two people without there being so much of an interrupt because somebody's just babbling on. I think that is where you as a host, as an interviewer, have to kind of understand what your job is, and for you to stop whatever is going on if you feel like it's going one way to the left, one way to the right, and say, okay, this is not cool. I need to stop this. I need to do something to get in the middle of whatever this person's talking about. So I've had a few of those on my show before. I've figured out how to deal with those people. I think that is a skill that if you're getting out there and doing live streams and interviewing people on podcasts and in any form of bringing people on to have conversations, like how to interject. I mean, you know how to do this. You do sales, right? You got to know when at some way to pinpoint and get your pitch in, get a word in, get something in edgewise, or else what was the whole point of the conversation?
Yeah. I mean, I think that generally when I meet someone for the first time and even follow up meetings, one of the key things that have implemented, and I think is key and it's a good use of people's time, is setting an agenda initially and sticking to that. And then if there's follow up, then at this point gain agreement of the next steps. And that's how you conclude. Essentially, then at that point, then you could easily transition from one stage to another. So I can say, okay, well, Gabe, my goal today is for us to get together and better understand how we could find ways to incorporate this guest option in your future shows. My objective is to probably for us to spitball different times, considering probably time frames and constraints that we can stick to, rather than us rambling for over an hour and 9 minutes, or and then from there we could determine what will be the best fit, because my goal is to ensure that this is a good fit for both folks, because mind you, neither one of us are getting paid, but ultimately we want to collaborate and find ways to ensure that our connection is mutually beneficial. So is that agreeable that we could achieve today?
Yes.
Okay, good. So let's
Definitely.
start. But yeah, see,
Yeah, and
it's
good,
just-
exactly right. And you give you're pretty much opening the door for them to kind of now speak to something that they're again well advised on, something that's going to be very interesting to them to kind of
but we set
expand upon.
parameters. Remember, we
Yeah.
set parameters at that
Parameters.
point, and this is what we're gonna stick to. And then once I feel that we might have already tackled the first objective, I said, well, I think that what we discussed so far has covered the time frame that we may want to allocate, anywhere between 30 to 45 minutes. I think that should be pretty good. We could do maybe for the first 5 or so minutes, 9 minutes, we could have a little bit of a banter, slightly catch up. Then from there, we could set the agenda. Now we're at that point, we had like 15 minutes. And then from there, after the 15 minute, going into 15 to 20, we could start knocking down the different objectives or points that we want to address. And then close to around 30 to 35, we can start recapping what we discussed. And then lastly, around 40 to 45 minutes, that's when we start saying our goodbyes and letting folks know where they can see us. You
Yeah,
know?
and that makes sense because you do want to. That's the whole thing about getting a 30-minute interview in, right? I don't want to sit there and spend the first 3.5 minutes kind of explaining the bullet points of who this person is. You know, and I don't want to also go again because look, interviewers, creators, people out there, and yes, we're not getting paid, Clark.
Nope.
So we need.
No,
it
we're
all.
doing this
So-
because we want and this. And Chris Stone said it. Chris Stone said it earlier in his live stream. He's doing this because he loves it and he wants to help others. He's not doing the live stream for free just because. He's doing it because
Yeah.
he there's a need for it and he want to help others.
Yeah. So live stream creators, let me give you a tip. I've seen so many live streams apart from the ones that I've done myself, but watching tons and tons and hours upon it. One of the things that I would mention to you guys as live streamers, if you're going to have a guest on and you want to have a really deep conversation, I think the best part about it is to not that you don't want your guests to feel like they can explain it themselves and who they are, but
Oh,
my thing-
banter.
exactly. My thing is to do this. I would rather do, like you said, to get to the objectives and then get to the conversation, right? So give a brief introduction, you as the guest, because then that looks like you know something about your guest. Like, so say the bullet points, like I was talking about. Hey guys, this is this gentleman that we're having on here. He's hosted 3 live stream shows. Give bullet points about they are, and then welcome to the show, Marcello Arcelay. And then you start coming on here, and then get into the conversation. Hey, tell us a little bit why you're here. Not go to, tell us a little bit about who you are.
And that's
I'm
such
not
you hear that all the time. Which what happens is at that point, and I've seen it, and you see it and heard it in a podcast. It could be as short or as drawn out as the guest wants it to be.
Right. And and that's the whole thing about it. You want to get to the main points of why you had this person on in the first place. So if I'm here to talk about, hey, we're going to be talking about NFT and Web3 today, I don't want to hear, it's not that it's not interesting. I think that can be covered and linked in some other podcast, another live stream. I'm trying to get to the meat of what I want to know about what it is you have up here that you can share with my audience, my guests, and what I think is going to find some value in as well. Let's get to that. And then if there's time, we can always circle back around to going into something that maybe touches on youth or whatever, somewhere upon your journey and how it's kind of brought you to this point. But I've seen enough live streams times wasted where people bring that question on, and it kind of just drags the interview totally. Because I'm going to tell you what, folks, analytics have shown me people want you to get to the meat of the subject quickly. You get somebody hooked within the first 5 to 7 minutes, they might stay around. If you're not getting
operative word is might.
Yeah. If you're waiting until 15 to 20 minutes into the conversation to get to the meat of what you're going to be talking about, people are going to go, bye. I don't have that time right now. This is not a podcast where I can download and listen to it at my leisure. This is live. If I have time to listen to it, I do. If I don't, I don't, and they move on. That's the whole point of why I've condensed it down to 45 minutes, because it is getting into it, get to the interview, let's get started, and then again, like you said, go to the conclusion, let's wrap up. Hey, where can people find you? How can you connect to you? Where's your book? Where's your this? Where's your that? Okay, bing, bang, bong, thank you, have a good evening, we'll talk to you soon. And then kind of do my own post wrap-up of, wow, great guest, great information, great whatever. You guys, I hope you got enough, just those sort of things. There's a structure to it.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of, people were telling me 30 minutes, that I was go down to 30 minutes. And I said, well, I think there's a sweet spot for me. And I think 45 minutes is a sweet spot. So that's why I want to get all these tech issues and everything else worked out, so that when we start launching, it is, we're going to go point A, point B, point C, get on it, get to the interview, wrap up, follow up, outro, have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow evening. And want it to kind of have a very structured flow. And it's going to take a little bit of time and practice and everything else to get to that point. And I'm pretty sure coming out of the gate, there's going to be a little bit of uphill struggle. But I think by the end of August, maybe into September, we'll find a good stride. I'm kind of predicting that. So intros are over. I'm guilty. Yeah, it is guilty. So like in YouTube videos, most YouTube
I
videos.
like that. You nailed it there, Clark.
Yep. And overproduced. I am one of those. And yes. Thank you, Clark. We do appreciate it. So, all right. We've been on for an hour and 20 minutes. I want to thank you, Marcello. I will have you back on again, brother.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Man,
Anytime I can, mind you,
what you're doing.
I've said it many times. I'm here to serve, and it's an honor to share the live stream with you. So thank you very much for the invitation.
Awesome. Anytime. And I'm going to go spend last 10 minutes trying to go jump on the Brian Shulman show. I've been jumping on his Wednesday night show every week for the last 4 weeks in a row. So I'm trying to keep the streak going. So folks, thank you again for hopping on the test stream day 4. Tomorrow we will be back again. We will be back Friday. We'll be back Saturday, Sunday. We're going to keep these things going until we get to the objective that I want to achieve before we go live. So until then, guys, I want to just say thank you for everybody who has been a part of this one. I always love to thank my guest, Mr. T-Lock himself was in the house, Chris Stone, who was here, Monica Zhang, thank you for jumping in.
Yeah, Monica, thank you very much for connecting with me. She sent me a connection request.
Anthony Reed, Miss Olivia T. Vo, thank you so much. Yolanda Chin, who was here a little bit earlier.
I love Yolanda.
Lori M., thank you. It's been a while. Dan Jordan, thank you, sir, man. Shannon Epps, who was here a little bit earlier. Anita, so you can go check out her live stream. She's been streaming 100 days. So Anita, Sonia, thank you so much for hopping into the show. Ingor, thank you again for being here. Miss Michelle Stifler, who's watching on Facebook. Mr. Rollis Fontenot, thank you so much. Bill Bradford, who was in the house. IPEC, thank you for the question. We got on a little bit of talking about phones there. John Miglatosh, thank you so much again, my friend, for hopping in. Mr. James Jim Kunkel, Miss Jenny Gold, hopefully you're feeling better after COVID. Glad you're back. Mr. Enrique Acosta Gonzalez for being here. Jeremy Torres, thank you, sir. Miss Kenyatta Turner. And where was I saw Jake Jordan was in the house. There he was. Yeah. Thank you for stopping in, Mr. Jordan. Sifu, Raphael, thank you for stopping in. This is our first time connecting. Please connect with me. Clark, of course, thank you for dropping in and dropping in some wonderful comments towards the end. And one more before we get out of here. Mr. Peter Clark himself, awesome live streamer, Red TV. Go check him out. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful human being.
Oh, yeah,
Apart from just being a live streamer, he is just a wonderful human being. So
I mean, you can feel the passion when he interviews someone. It's amazing.
yes, he does, on another level. So, and thank you so much. I do appreciate you guys, and we'll be back here tomorrow evening. So until then, guys, stay safe, stay well, be well, and we'll get through this together, like I always say. So, good night, everybody.